Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. As long as you listen, I can mooch. And I want you to comprehend. I ain't trying to be your man, I'm trying to be your friend. I can take you out to eat, treat you to some dinner. Or I can show you how to eat, you never starve again. If you ain't loyal, then leave me alone. If you ain't loyal, then leave me alone. If you ain't loyal, then leave me alone.
What up, YouTube? What up, YouTube?
Don't stare me.
We're here. We got an interesting show for you today. We live right now. Tell your people right now. Rockaway shows live. What up, people? Put the windows down. Put the radios up. Tell your people it is YouTube live. Acting up with DJ ActinUp. We got the PRX in the building. Nelly Fitness, right here, Nutrition. We here. We gonna have some good talks today, man. I got a family friend on the show today too. Manny, he's over here in the cut. He'll be on the show shortly. Just get involved in our topics. What's going on out there, though, man? Galacua, share that link. YouTube, share that link right now. Share that link. Let your people know we here live 2 to 3 p.m. 2 to 3 p.m. right now. YouTube live. You see the backdrop. We here.
If you ain't loyal, then leave me alone.
If you ain't loyal, then leave me alone, baby.
Leave me alone. If you ain't loyal, then leave me alone.
YouTube, we just rocking it right now.
Don't stare me wrong. Don't stare me wrong.
Don't stare me wrong. I'm gonna play one more while we share these links. We gonna share these links and play one more right now. Let's make it happen right now. Young Steph, New John, Touch. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you think about it on that YouTube link. Don't worry about it. We just sharing links. We sharing links as you should too. Enjoy these tunes right there.
Baby, know I love you. Yeah. Just wanna feel you.
Talk to me.
And touch. Just wanna feel you. And touch. Got a question. Have you ever loved somebody? Have you ever opened up your heart?
Real quick.
Inside it? I mean, we all looking for that special somebody.
Let me know what you think of the track, Young Steph.
Fireworks, and you ain't scared of the bombing. Me love you. Me put no one above you.
Hey. We acting up, DJ Most Hated, Billy, what up? How was your week, my guy? How was your week?
But the shoe I miss. Yeah. It's 5 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I can't stop thinking. Baby, know I love you. Yeah. Just wanna feel you.
A little bit of feel good music right now while we locking in.
Just wanna feel you. And touch. Let me count my blessings.
Count them.
Every day I wake up. Every night I lay.
So it's a whole vibe. Let's roll, YouTube. What up? We outside with it.
Shit that you can't buy that you
That's right. Special guest to PRX.
What you want about
Nelly.
You know me need this
Fitness over here, huh?
Don't see nothing wrong with touching. Nah, your body thick like concretes. I got your back, don't front on this. Damn, I'm on but the shoe I miss.
Share that link for me. Share that link. Most Hated, your birthday next Monday.
5 in the morning, nah, I can't stop thinking.
Okay, we up this weekend.
Baby, know I love you. Yeah.
We outside.
Just wanna feel you. And touch. Just wanna feel you. And touch.
That's right.
Baby, you know I found you. Baby, know I love you. Just wanna feel you. And touch. Just wanna feel you.
Real quick.
And touch. Just wanna feel you.
So, PRX.
RPX.
The RPX.
Yeah, the Rose Porter experience.
Oh, the Rose Porter. That's right.
For all of y'all Acting Up fans, that's all right. This is Rosie Porter, the RPX, and you can find me on all things the RPX. You can Google THERPX, and I'm in there. My website is rosieporter.com.
And we talking today about some serious stuff today. Some people need to know mental health.
Yeah, you said, Rose, oh my God, you do this.
You do this.
You need to come on my show.
Let's roll.
And here we are. And I brought my co-host for the month of July, Nelly Yoga Fitness.
Okay.
Let's find her under Nelly_Yoga_Fitness. That's right. And we've had some dope episodes so far, and we have more coming up Thursdays, 6 p.m. for the month of July.
Bringing the heat tomorrow.
So
thanks for having me,
No,
DJ ActinUp.
so
I'm honored. I was so hyped. I couldn't wait to get here. I can't wait to see what we gonna talk about.
Man, first we're just gonna talk about, like I said, mental health, and we're gonna talk about what you got going on, your fitness, and what you got going on, and it's all about you guys today. And my man's gonna tap in here. My man Manny, he's in the corner right there. He's gonna get us the cordless mic in a minute and get on here.
Is he gonna get in the view? You gonna get on screen?
Yeah, you gotta come on.
Come on in. Yeah. I wanna play with your turntable.
Yeah,
I just wanna spin it.
Right? There you go. And so today, let's talk about it because there's a lot of people affecting us today, at younger age, mental health and mental illness, because there are two different things.
Yes, I
and it's like we need to really break it down because it's affecting down to family members, to even ourselves. And unless you're honest with yourself, you will never come out of that. So let's talk about it. But how do you go about it?
I mean, first and foremost, my slogan is, life equals X. And every experience we have from the time we're born to now, it encompasses who we are as people, negative and positive, right?
Okay.
And so at the end of the day, you have to take responsibility at some point. A lot of people have, I'm not saying depression sometimes is a mindset. Sometimes it's a chemical imbalance, but sometimes it's a mindset.
Right.
So, once you take responsibility and are aware, you're self-aware of what's going on with you, you can change your mindset and, change your vibe.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about that energy. My friend here, Manny. Manny, introduce yourself to everybody. How you doing?
Been on?
Yeah, you're in there.
So he's went through a rough life himself, in his journey, and now he's finding himself and coming out of all of that, and he's really doing it on his own, even to the energy, the kinetic energies and everything. So he's really breaking it down and really getting into school now, getting into it now, and going in to get his master's now too. So
nice.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. So a little background on me. For the last 4 years, I've been studying biophysics. So that's a living organism. And back to what you were touching to about negative energy, positive energy, a chemical imbalance.
I already know where you're going with this.
So
this is exciting.
Yeah, well, it's crazy. And trauma actually starts as an infant.
Yeah.
Actually in your mother's womb.
Yeah.
So like the subconscious program is how we are governed. That's our habitual thinking, our habitual feeling, and our habitual doing. We do those things repetitively. After a while, your body will acquiesce to that condition. And once that condition is planted in your subconscious mind, now your subconscious mind comes up with the thoughts of you to think about that correlates to that program.
I love this guy.
And people think that the thoughts are actually their own when the thoughts are generated from their subconscious program. Now, trauma starts at an age in the womb. Like, for example, if you have a family member, usually the mom, or she has a rough relationship with the father, abusive, and now she has to cope.
And abuse is not just physical, but mental.
Emotional
And mental.
Emotional is the worst because emotion is what creates the chemical.
Yeah, right.
Without your emotion, there would be no chemistry. And your emotion wouldn't exist without a belief system. So we have to be careful what we plant into our subconscious because that becomes our belief system.
Right.
And it could be negative or positive. It works equally for both. So we have to be very mindful.
Let's roll.
Yeah.
Like, so trauma, to deal with trauma, this is the new science now on how to deal with trauma because trauma comes from when you're a baby.
Right.
Because for the first 7 years of our lives, we are running off the subconscious program. The subconscious program is there to survive. So therefore, the conscious mind is not even developed because it needs to be aware of its surroundings in order to survive. And there's thousands of laws that we have to learn in order to survive in our environment. And us kids, we don't know unless we see. And then we repeat. That's why kids, if you notice, they'll repeat the same thing, but they'll keep repeating to you until it gets into their subconscious and now it becomes a program. So, because kids are impressionable, so kids are in a hostile environment. They're hearing their dad talking reckless to the mom.
And we talk about this.
We see the family members are lying and they're playing all this stuff. And that's in their subconscious mind. Yeah. They don't know that this is going on, and this doesn't show until they're later on, and they'll have a panic attack, and there's no reason for them to have a panic attack. And then they tell them, well, you have anxiety, you're depressed, you're worried, and there's no reason for that individual to feel that way.
But
they feel that way because it's false. Because it's a program from the subconscious, from their environment. Right. And now they're acting, and this is trauma. Now it creates insecurity, as confidence go down, and now they're trying to alleviate this pain by doing other things, getting distracted, not focusing on the work.
Why acting like he know my story?
This is why I brought my guy on the show today.
Hey, listen. I want to share something real cool with you guys. Because this whole race war stuff, when all of us that are in this room, that it's all around, we are, and I have to technically say this, I can't say 100%, and I'll share why I can't say 100%, but we are 99.99% genetically identical. The only reason why they say 1% because there's a 1% in the population that has a genetic disorder that there's no cure for. Like CF and other
Talk to me.
So technically, if you're not one of that 1%, we are 100% genetically identical.
Let's talk right
now. The way
now.
we process our chemical, our thinking, the way our mind works, the way our immune system works, everything.
YouTube Live right now. Check it in. YouTube Live. Keep going, man. Keep going, man. Yeah. We're here.
And I'm going to school for behavioral science, emphasis on trauma.
Isn't that fun? Like the psychological aspect of it.
That's what I'm going to school for right now.
The mind is powerful, and what we feed it, just like our bodies, you know what I mean? It feeds off us.
Yeah.
So if we feed negativity to our minds, and allow that anxiety, that depression to tell us we're unworthy, we're less than, we're this, that, and a third. And generational trauma, like you said, it starts in the womb. We don't even realize that we're traumatized from birth. But let's talk about the things that are inflicted on us through our childhood that we didn't ask for. You know, a lot of people have parents who are addicted to drugs. I'm an 80s baby, so 80s was wicked. Mother and father, both on drugs. Most of my cousins were raised by their grandparents, their aunties, their uncles. You know what I mean?
Share that link.
So there's a lot of families, black, white, Indian, I don't care what your background is. A lot of us share those experiences, share those traumas. Molestation. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
That happens far too often for men and women. You know, there are little boys who are molested by family members. Don't think that molestation is only, you know, for girls.
No.
You know, there are so many men, so many young boys living in silence and now confused about their sexuality because of
having an identity crisis.
You know, even young girls. Like I was molested, you know, and I don't hesitate to talk about anything that I went through. I was pregnant at an early age. I had my first kid at 17. My mom has mental illness. My brother, I literally just lived in his world for a week. And I promise you, it drove me nuts. And I was just like, yo, I still got to work on me because I should be able to stay calm in the midst of this chaos. Yeah. And I didn't. I slipped.
That's the work.
I emotionally tired.
I work through it myself
That's the work.
till today. This is why I get medicated. I got my medical card. Get medicated. That part. We here now. So
I mean, I was medicated. I mean, but I don't have a card.
Be
but
able to do without
I just recently got mine. We here. You gotta get it now, man. It's all hype, but you gotta get it.
But I heard you can't carry. You can't get your license to carry. If
you can choose one or the
If
other.
you have your guns, you
Yeah, see, I gotta be this packing Patty the way this city. Patty. I'm gonna have to be your security dog.
I mean, we can roll.
You supply the medication. I'll supply
I
security.
got you, yo. I got you. We live on YouTube. Please share that link. We acting all the way up outside with the with the RPX.
There we go.
We got it right. And Nelly.
And Nelly Yoga Fitness.
And my guy, Manny, man. Manny, it was out there. He's breaking it down. This is why I had him part of the show. He couldn't wait to be part of the show. When I told him what we was having on the show,
you're gonna have to come on my show.
Yeah. She got her own show here on the link too, on the Glockwood radio station here. Yeah, I mean we're here. We got a lot to break it down, man. So we're gonna continue to talk about it. And you know what? One thing I want to talk about. It's never too late to start over at whatever age. You can go to school and become whatever you want to do. But do me a favor, you working for somebody 8 hours, please go home and work on your own dreams for the next 8 hours, because you are a slave to these people. And you right now, like I asked many people, if you only had 3 months to live, the doctor told you only had 3 months to live, what would you change about your life? What would you do different? And the number one answer I get from people is their job. So many people are so unhappy with their job and just stuck in the rotation.
If I had 3 months to live, I'm not working, bro.
At all.
I'm saying, I ask you, why is stopping you from doing it now?
Well, I feel like some of it is the programming. Like a lot of us were taught
in that circle
to get jobs,
to lose what they got going on, and outside of that,
trauma people stop.
But it's what I say.
People is trauma.
But if I say,
because trauma comes in all forms,
right?
But like you said earlier, we create our own trauma.
If you're going to work for somebody 8 hours, you got to go home and work on your own dream for 8 hours, because eventually them 8 hours you're going to turn into them 8 hours, and you could leave.
A lot of people don't have a dream or don't have a passion to tap into.
You got to be hard on yourself.
Well, I'm going to explain to you why. I'm going to explain to you why people don't have the passion and desire.
Let's go.
Because you have this thing called the sympathetic nervous system, and that system is solely designed for our survival. Right. There's two ways we can tap into this system. One is the physical, that's a hermetic, that's adaptive. That's meaning you do exercise, you get in the cold ice bath, you do extreme exercise conditions. That's called a hermetic stress. You activate your sympathetic nervous system. It adapts to it and creates more muscle, more red cells, blood cells, whatever it has to do to adapt to it, to make it stronger. It'll do that.
Let's work.
Now, there's another part of the sympathetic nervous system which we activate with our mind alone. And that triggers the body to survive and saying that there's a threat. Once your body gets the chemical that there's a threat, there's two ventricles that deliver blood to your frontal lobe. Our frontal lobe as a human species is where we access consciousness, love, compassion, creativity, understanding, able to reason with someone. All of that experience that we have, we access that through the frontal lobe. There's two ventricles delivering blood to that part of the brain, so we can access that. When we activate the sympathetic nervous system for survival, the blood that was going to that part of the brain stops. Now the blood gets redirected to your hindbrain where your subconscious program is, because your subconscious mind can react faster than your conscious mind. So when anyone is in survival, it's impossible for them to reason with you, to have compassion, to even create, to problem solve, none of that, because they're in survival. That part of the brain is not working for them.
Right. I feel like I've been living my life in survival mode.
Yes, but this is why I go to school.
But I promise you that
not to survive, but to
saved my life.
No, yoga.
The power of mindfulness, breath work, learning how to, just tune into my mind and body, tapping into the asanas, the stretching, the pranayama, all of that, literally saved my life, because I didn't know how to cope with life, and sometimes I still don't. However,
I can help you.
Oh, that's what. Listen,
here's the key. Here's really the key.
We talking YouTube,
because it's all chemistry.
Absolutely.
So that chemistry is part of a program. So when you're feeling anxious, worried, insecure, frustrated, just not yourself,
Right.
that's a chemical. You have to understand that in order to change that program, to change that chemical, is you have to change it right then and there. Don't engage in it. You're aware of the thought. You let it go, and now
Dismiss
you
it.
engage in something that brings you
Now
joy
you're
and
present.
change the chemistry. And that's the game, and that's the practice. You practice
Right.
that enough, guess what?
Becomes
You'll
habit.
never have those
Subconscious.
feelings again.
See, I had to
You're
change.
rewriting your subconscious,
But you're
right?
rewriting your
I had
DNA.
to change
Yeah.
mine. I
Yeah,
had to
you're your
change mine.
subconscious.
I changed it a little bit different. It was more because I had to realize that if it happened in the past, it's your imagination. If it happened in the future, it haven't happened because that future's not here, right? It's your imagination.
Imagination.
If it happened right now, it just passed, right?
Well, I want
30
to correct,
seconds,
correct that. I want to
It's
correct you
your
guys a little bit.
imagination.
But I want to correct you something real quick because the body doesn't know the difference between you having imaginary of the future and
Right.
seeing yourself in the future and having all the feelings that as if you were there, your body will psychologically start to
you
develop
there,
like
right.
like you
Right.
were there.
Right.
Like you were there, in which what that does now, that reactivates your reticular activating system. So when you go through life, you're now seeing.
You're gonna have people Googling
your
each
subconscious
other.
mind.
Hey,
It's
listen.
like
We're on the flux
And this I'm
capacitor.
talking about. Listen, this is why I say you can change your life at any time. This is gangster stuff right here.
No,
I'm
that's
talking about
real.
times in
It's
prison,
knowledge.
life away. I almost got lethal injection.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this
talk about
this,
it.
this changed your life. But this is how I changed my mindset on things like, I used to dwell on things like, family members talking about you, people talking about you in general, even fighting, even or somebody taking something from you or your property damage, anything. I just had to know it's in your imagination. You're in prison in your own mind because you're fighting your own imagination because you can't go back to your past. You can't go
Fear.
back to when you were 6 years old.
False evidence appearing real.
You can't go to back to even 30 seconds ago. Somebody cursed you out right now or
Right.
whatever you just went through. You just got to deal with
You
it.
gotta
as
digest it
comes.
and let it go.
Yeah,
Right.
the key thing is just not to engage in negativity.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really the main focus, and stopping and creating these little traumas that we create for ourselves, because that's what negativity does.
Right.
Negativity actually on a biological level, it actually weakens the body.
Yeah.
It actually
Right.
signals the DNA to tell the RNA to make a cheaper protein.
Okay.
Cheating
Okay.
yourself.
All right, cheaper protein. So now you're not getting what you're supposed to be getting, which is what the whole parasympathetic nervous system is designed for, solely for growth and repair. And now that system doesn't have good protein to heal the body.
Right.
And every cell in our body produces waste. And if there's no good proteins to clean up that waste, it gets built up in the body and it causes inflammation. And now you have back pain, knee
See
pain,
there?
ulcers, kidneys. You have a variety of
Health starts
diabetes.
in your mind,
Yes.
people. That's why I teach
Another-
mindfulness yoga.
Oh man,
okay.
I'm a
Let's
master
talk about
mindful mindful
Let's talk about
meditator.
her
Listen,
yoga.
I do
need
mindful
to-
meditation.
I need to share in a practice with
Man,
you.
as soon as I close my eyes, my mind just shuts off.
I promise
Shuts
you,
off.
It's the mindfulness for me, folks. I promise you, a lot of the things that we suffer from, like Manny said, they start in our mind. I can literally attest to physically making myself sick because I
Right.
thought it.
Right.
I thought it.
Yeah.
I got anxious. I got nauseous.
Yep,
I've done
activated
that.
the
I got
sympathetic nervous
nauseous.
system.
I start
Survival.
itching. Start getting lightheaded.
Talk to me.
Literally, you can make yourself physically
We gotta
sick.
stop this stuff.
Yeah, it's called the nocebo effect. You ever heard of the placebo effect?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's another thing called the nocebo effect, which is the opposite. You think you're gonna die, you think you're sick. Well, then guess what? That's what's gonna happen.
Yep.
Your body transforms you there.
Yo, that's how strong the mind is.
there, and you really
That's how
think
strong
you're
the mind
doing
is.
this is why when you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you got 6 months to live, and or there's something wrong with you, but you just don't know, and then you go to the doctor and they tell you it done took over your body because now you know exactly, and that's all you're thinking
They
about.
tried that with
And
my
it
cousin.
weakens
Told her
your
she
whole
had a short period of time to live, and God had another plan for her.
Right.
She
Well, here-
lived
here's
for
another thing
years
why-
after that.
Here's another reason why we should not engage in anything that's negative. Because, well, number one, like I mentioned, it activates your survival response. Secondly, it completely shuts your immune system.
All the way down.
All the way down. Matter of fact, when people are going to go get organ transplant, they give them a stressful hormone because if they didn't, the body would reject the organ. That's how powerful negativity is.
Yeah.
Right.
That it shuts the immune system completely down. And now you're coming in and getting pathogen and bacteria into the system, and you're not producing good proteins. It's not even getting a good readout. It's not making good proteins to even fight the
See what I'm talking
bacteria.
about?
No.
You're learning today. We all learning.
No.
That's why it's so good to
Mentally
be in the
sick, I guess.
attitude of in the generous present moment where you're accepting everything as it is. You're not getting triggered by anything, and you're just going. And now the body is in full rest, is in the parasympathetic, and watch your body just miraculously just start to heal.
Okay.
Well, now what about the people that say that just sounds so much easier said than done?
But
Do you guys have any suggestions to what people can do?
Which way
Yes.
to go
You know,
there?
what works for you? Like, what are some of the things that you do to calm yourself down or just to stay centered in general?
I just get heavily medicated on marijuana. I
Hey.
don't know nothing about
Hey, that's real talk, though. You're not a man.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you. The other day, I really tried to stop for a couple days and see what's going on. Going through certain things, and you know, baby mama wilding. So I try to stop, but the temper's there, so I just can't. As soon as you get medicated, I'm calm. So that's why I went and got the medical card and the medical license, and so now I'm good. And
But see, you're aware of that, so now you
I'm
can
very
work on it and
aware,
make change.
See, but that's the
Right.
thing. People are not honest with themselves.
Yeah, that's
they don't
so
hold
true.
themselves accountable for things that are wrong. They only want the right. That's not that's not a human being. That's not a man. That's not a king. That's not a queen. That's if you're only accountable for the things that go right. That's not it. That's not it. You're not being honest with you. I'm more honest when things go wrong. I'm more honest. I take it on the chin because you know what, I did that and I shouldn't have. That's how I teach myself.
Right.
You know, they be expensive lessons, but
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
here.
But you're honest
Well,
with
guess
yourself.
what? I got some new lessons, some easier lessons, some real lessons.
Right.
Because I'm telling you right now, the stuff I'm learning, the stuff that's coming out, it's totally going to transform healthcare.
Right.
Totally
Right.
transform healthcare.
to us.
And dude,
I can't wait because I feel like they're just like I don't run back and forth to the doctors like that. I'm just let y'all know.
Right. I don't do the doctor
I
thing. I do
consider
it a
myself a
natural
little
way.
bit of a witch doctor.
Yeah, no, I
A
do it
holistic
natural way.
healer.
Holistic. I'm holistic.
I'm a holistic
I just
healer.
say
I'm
witch doctor to
holistic.
be smart,
Yeah.
but
Holistic.
I believe in holistic treatment. Because I know how people look at
energy.
holistic.
We
treatment
have all
like
our
it's
stuff from the
witch.
earth.
Yeah.
Everything we
You
need
know,
is
Right.
Some people are just hokey and they think that the doctors in this medical system,
we have
it's
the
not
pharmaceutical
set up to
in
get us well. It's set up to keep you sick, to keep you coming
Yeah.
back so
It's
they
a
can
business.
keep billing
It's a
you.
business.
That's why every medication that you take has a side effect that's going to make you have to take something for that side effect to take something else for that side effect.
It makes it even worse for
Most
the thing you went in
yeah.
for.
Exactly. Most of the older adults that in my family or that you guys know, if you ask them how many medications they're taking a day, they're probably taking 6 or more.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And they might not even know why.
Right.
They're taking all of these
And
medications.
sometimes you gotta take another medication for the other medication.
For the other one. That's what I'm like.
That's crazy
So
to
it's
me,
never
man.
ending. It's never ending. But what some of us, most of those people who believe in medication, you know what they don't believe in? Eating right.
Right.
Eating right. Yeah, I'm talking to my folks because you know what? I realize you don't see a lot of dialysis centers in suburbs, but it's saturated in the hood. Why? Because of what they're feeding us, what they're giving us. Everything has sugar in it. Everything is fried.
That's a fact.
Everything is seafood.
GMO.
Not just
Seafood
that.
gives you gout, people. PSA.
Oh, shit.
And
gout.
It's high in calories too.
Oh, wow.
But not just seafood. I mean, shellfish. It's a shellfish. But and that's what you see. It's saturated in our hoods. What? Shrimp, crabs. We love it.
But it also goes back to what Manny was saying. Those are autoimmune, the diabetes and all that stuff, thyroid, whatever, autoimmune disorders triggered by your DNA, traumatic incidents in your
And
DNA.
Trauma.
which all could be corrected, by the way.
Yep.
Which could be all
Preach.
corrected. And actually, we have the science already backing me up where people can reset their autonomic nerve. I am one of them.
Yes, he
I
is.
used to have ADHD. Now, let me explain to you how ADHD works in our brain. We have part of our brain where it's knowing, and we have another part of our brain that's doing. We could be the smartest kid in the room knowing all of it, but we won't do shit. Because
a lot of those
AC keeps that part of our brain separated.
That's fact.
So we can know, we can explain, we can do it, but don't. We're not doing it.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, because we just don't have the capacity to try to do it. We can understand it and tell you no. That's ADHD. That
right.
part of the brain is separated. By me doing meditation and learning what negativity did to my body, so my work was to get rid of negativity completely from my system, where I'm just operating out of consciousness. I'm never in survival. That I was able to reset my autonomic nervous system, have my right and left brain hemisphere working together to better serve me.
Okay.
So now, as I'm learning, now I can do,
Right.
and there's no time. It's just I'm quick.
Right.
That's what's up.
That's why
Yeah.
I say you can change your life around.
You can change,
anytime,
and it's all
man.
simply by thought alone.
Self-awareness.
Like it's just changing your perception from, because we have to, this is the fundamental thing that we have to understand, that emotions are chemical, and that negative chemicals decay the body. It makes the body run like shit. You're not thinking properly. Like here's another thing too. Every 7 years we go through a biological upgrade or downgrade, depending on how you look at it. So let's just say hypothetically, this person we're talking about has been very stressed out. Let's say 60% of the day. He's stressed out every day about life, his job, whatever. That whole time he's conditioning his body that these are the stressful hormones that we live by. So when the 7 years come and the cell is ready to self-divide, it's going to have more receptor sites for those stressful hormones and less receptor sites for minerals, vitamins, nutrients, and to help the body to deal with its waste.
Okay.
So that lacks.
Shout out to Rusty. Give us a comment. Good show. Thank you, Rusty.
Hey, what's up, Rusty?
Yeah, what's up, Rusty?
Thanks for tuning in.
But-
Now,
So
let me-
people
let
can go
me
live
chime
on
in.
YouTube and talk to us right
So
on
nice.
YouTube too.
Let me just ask a question, because even like we're talking about changing our mindset, right?
Uh-huh.
But we also are aware, as a mindfulness person, and when I practice yoga and when I teach my classes, I set my environment too.
Okay,
right?
yes.
So let's talk about our environment here, and a lot of the people who live in areas like Frankfurt.
Philly.
You know what I mean? Like literally Frankfurt.
Philly.
Is it Frankfurt? Is it Kensington?
Kensington. Beach, Kensington Beach.
Kensington, the island of
Okay.
like they look like the Night of the Living Dead around there.
Yo,
Like if we
wow.
literally, like maybe one day, like
So
real rap,
central,
you
rap.
know, I feel like this will be
Not in
real rap.
everywhere.
Let's go down there and
Yeah.
film live down there.
Oh man.
Cause this is
I did it.
I need like
I'll
it
be
don't get no
careful
more
down
real
there.
than it don't get no more real than that. But
Yeah,
but what
that's
I
right.
know is broken people
Right.
understand other broken people.
that's a
Right,
fact.
so they gather.
And people like us can move in any atmosphere,
Trump
any environment,
anywhere.
and go around
Anywhere.
any kind of people. But imagine living in that environment, and you can't get out. You don't know
what?
nothing else.
You
You're
know
a
what's
child.
sadder? You know what's even sadder? Them kids that got to go to school in that environment
That's what I'm saying.
and
So-
play in that area and grow up. And
How do
seeing
you how
that.
do you think positive? How do you know that there's something better out there when this is the land that you live and this is what you
That's
wake
a
up
big
to every
challenge
day?
right there.
You hear gunshots every day. Your
Okay.
household is probably just as crazy as the outside.
You're desensitized.
You real rap. So it's like
Now that's normal.
there's a lot of chemically
what I'm saying.
imbalanced
Sure.
people walking around.
That's what I say. A lot of people take that blessing alone for granted. We leave our house in the morning. If you have a spouse or family members, you say, "Oh, I'm gonna see you later." You expect it's already in your head you're gonna make it home, right? But you never know.
You never know.
That's the most blessing that we take for granted. It's making it home. After this ride right here, I'm gonna go home, open my key. If I get to make it to that house, that's a blessing in
blessing.
itself.
Amen.
People take for granted in itself just making it home. It's like you're not even sure. You can't be sure
Yeah,
you're gonna
that you're
come
coming
home and
home.
say,
Yes,
"See
I
you
can be
later."
sure. Yes, I can be sure.
He said, I can't be
sure.
Okay.
Because we got to think of it in terms of energy. You got to think of terms of frequency and vibration. So if your mental state, your energy level is in a high vibration, it's very unlikely that things are going to happen to you because you're living in a higher frequent vibrational vibrationally. Now, if you're thinking negative and complaining and living in that low vibration,
you're drawing it to you.
Exactly, you're trapped because at the end of the day,
like vibrations
I'm
attract.
not this body, I am not this mind, and I'm not my emotions. I am an electromagnetic energy experiencing this earth through this human microbiota, which is the proper term of this human thing called human being.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about?
Comprised of trillions of cells. So an electromagnetic
this is a man
energy.
that I watched for myself fight 20 people by himself and beat them all up. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you.
That was some wild bulls, man. I want to hear those stories before you became.
I have no idea.
Right.
You have no
I want to hear those stories.
I'm talking about years in prison.
You have no idea.
When he don't even know nobody.
But that's
coming
where the
across state
healing
line.
comes from.
You know?
Is other people feeling like they
Changed his life.
like you just woke up successful
Kicked
in
out of
this
school.
way. You know, to tell people, listen, I came from somewhere. I struggle. I've been through
This
some
is-
shit.
right.
And when you tell people that stuff and you're transparent like that,
Yeah.
I feel like people respect you more.
That's
They
what
can
I'm trying to
relate
say.
to you now.
Because now,
That's
yeah,
how we
exactly.
here.
You're relatable.
Because you just coming in and talking, they don't know you. They got to know that little backstory that, yo, this is not coming from a man that always had it together, bro. It's just like he getting kicked out of school, didn't take no shit from nobody. Whatever it took to get whatever. I mean, I watched it from my own eyes. He's older than me, but we grew up in the same
He had to throw
town
that in there. You see
together.
how you threw this
And-
that in there?
Thank you for the love, brother.
We our family, like I watched, we all changed their life around. Like I said, I went through my own hardships, almost getting lethal injection in 2006 in the state of Florida. You know what I'm saying?
You write
And
a
beating
book,
the
dog.
case.
You gotta write a
Right.
book.
I've been there. Bro. I do so much in life. This is crazy. I traveled across America with the Hells Angels for 8 years in my life doing tattoos. The only Latin they ever let travel.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute,
I've been through some shit, okay? So this is not just that. That's how I get every aspect, a generation of music behind me, because I travel with so many aspects. I'm such an open book to everybody because I don't see that. We all one.
It's good to be vulnerable.
You know
It's
what I'm
good to
saying?
be vulnerable.
At the
Yeah.
same time, I don't take
That's
no
actually
shit
a
from
good
nobody.
experience.
That's what makes us
So-
human. We are
That's what he's going back to
like-
being honest with yourself.
Right.
And that's why
So you
you're
gotta
able to
honest.
be
I had
vulnerable.
to be honest
Yeah.
with myself.
Yes.
Like I had to be honest with myself about my temper, about not taking no shit from nobody. I had to change all that because
Yeah.
once the judge tells you got
Now you
12
got- now
capital
you know
punishment
that-
crimes that are all done.
But
gonna be done
those
by
were your
capital one
defense
punishment.
mechanisms. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I
That's
feel like
what
a
it
lot
was.
of those
Survival
behaviors
mode.
that were negative,
Right.
as a person who had to,
Don't get me wrong, God ain't through with me yet.
No,
You know what I'm
he's
saying?
never
still working
through.
on me.
We are
I'm still
always a
trying to
work
get
in
it together,
progress.
baby.
I'm never gonna be perfect. I'm always gonna be striving to be a better version of myself, and I feel like we
Right.
all should.
I just learned that, what triggers me, I can't be around that. So if it's, I don't care who it is. I don't.
But then that's still
my
some
own family
power in
members.
that, and that's what I realized when dealing with my brother over
It's
this
not about.
last couple
It's not
days.
about the person. It's about me because I know how I'm gonna react. It's never about.
It's
the
okay
other
to set
people.
boundaries.
So it's
Absolutely.
like if I know going there is always a problem,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go there. No more.
But you know where the power is? If you can be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
yes, definitely.
Because that right there is
Now
going
you
to
got the
change the
power
chemistry.
back.
Now it's going to change the chemistry because what happens is you have conditioned your body that when you're in that situation to react, so all chemistry goes on. But you go over there
Right.
and your body wants to react and you treat it like an animal, say no,
No.
and now you change the chemistry and you
Now
practice that enough time.
Right.
Guess what's going to happen? You can go around
Anything.
anybody
Anything,
and anything that
anywhere.
ever triggered you in your
Fact.
life, and it will
Fact.
not trigger
Yeah,
you
it's not
or cause
affect you
you to
anymore.
react.
That power
I had
is
to
so
learn they
awesome.
cannot
Yeah,
reach
that's-
you. They can't
yeah, it
reach
is.
you. If you're reachable to everybody in your mind and your brain, then you're done. You're
Yeah.
over with. Because if you're not reachable here, nobody can reach you.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? See, me, I'm a person like we can have an all-out argument. Words don't affect me, but when you put motion in behind it, I'm still going to react to that emotion. That's just in me.
Condition.
I mean,
That's your condition. That's the subconscious program taking over right there.
and it's like,
And once you're in that state,
It's
like I was
over.
saying earlier, your
It's
frontal
over.
lobe is not working, so
No,
you're
no,
just
it's
out.
over. It's
You're in the
outta here.
hindbrain.
It's outta here.
You
I'm
can't
not
even
even
reason.
here.
Yeah,
I'm
you're not even. No, you're not even there.
Forget about it.
Nah.
Somebody ain't walking right now.
God, let me see it.
Out to lunch.
That's what you gotta change. That's the shit you gotta change.
To
Yes.
control that, but you know what? The medication with the marijuana really does help.
Yeah.
That really does. I don't care. There's something in there that says fuck it. Fuck it all.
I call it fuck it. Fuck it or R&R, rest and relaxation. You're gonna get one or the other.
Cool. Then I'm just like, whatever, bro. You know what? And I learned that I don't care what comes at me, just adjust to it. You know, sometimes we do slip a little bit once in the blue, you know. I mean, but most important, not life is, if I got life from 30%, like 60% on the better half to 30, now I'm at 70. 20. So I'm trying to get it up.
It's your journey.
Or at least I'm gonna say I'm at least at 80 right now in my life. Right now, 80% on the better half.
Well, at least you're working towards the better side. So at least you're making progress.
Yeah.
That's fine as long as that's what you're doing.
A few little hiccups.
Listen, man.
Take care of, but
that's part of the journey, and that's fine.
But
man.
really had to be honest with myself on every aspect, man. Sit in the room, and then if once you accept who you are, nobody can't use that against you anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like,
That's
now I know what it is. You know what I mean? You can't affect me with my past because I don't live in that house anymore.
I always say
trying to rob the old house. I don't live there
no
more. So, you know what I mean? Even if people think they know you just because we went to school together. No.
I'm so different.
If you knew me a month ago and you didn't see me, you don't know me today. I'm a new person. You know what I'm saying? I'm upgrading who I am as a person. Like I'm, as what they call a better quality of person every day. I just try to be, and if I slipped up,
that's what I talk about.
I
Show
try to
up.
make it up.
Show up.
And the key to even when you slip up is learning how to forgive yourself.
Right, you gotta make it up.
Like not beating yourself up. Like I shouldn't have did that, or I did that. Now a week later, you're still beating yourself up about. We have to be more animalistic in the way we treat ourselves, because if an animal does something, like if you guys have pets,
right.
That dog can do something bad, you'll punish it, and he'll come right back 2 seconds later, like you didn't even do, because it doesn't correlate in the animal's mind that I did something wrong and I should beat myself up for this. It's like, oh, they're over it. It's like we have to be more animalistic in that approach. There is a book that I recommend, and it's called The 4 Agreements. If anybody hasn't read it or to get it, they sell it on Amazon.
Okay.
I saw it at 5 and Below. I was kind of pissed when I seen it at 5 and Below. I paid more for it.
Like I paid
on Amazon.
4 times.
But it's cool. And I also wanted to mention, before I forget, that the 988 number that is now active for mental health, the crisis helpline and hotline. So I wanted to just blast that out there real quick for anybody that is suffering, any family members, and you feel as though you have no outlet and no one to talk to. There is now a number, 988.
Hey, listen, if you're in the Philadelphia area, tap in with the City of Dream Coalitions. They're here for you as well. Sister Talia, you can look her up, and her whole team, Swag 100 podcast. I'm the official DJ for them, but we are here block by block, and that's what we do, man. We're here. If you need somebody to talk to, we go house to house, we go block to block, knock on people's door, make a difference, whatever's needed, whether it be abuse in the house or whatever you got going on. We here, and we got the way for you to let go and your resources right here in Philadelphia. I wish they had that everywhere, especially in New Jersey. We need it everywhere. City of Dream Coalition. Yeah. So look them up. They got a podcast here coming up after mine. If you want to tap in on the YouTube, on the Glockaware. So we here talking to the RPX and Nelly and Manny. And we having good talk today. A lot of informative information that you need to tap into. Share that link for me, YouTube. We here Acting Up with DJ ActinUp, the podcast. I'm going to play one track real quick. This is ES No
New
Food.
dance called the new dance. Ball your fists and use 2 hands. You got a credit card, you got food stamps. The red bottom called $2 grand. Tell Samuel to call a crew man. Then you see me do the loop dance with a cougar bitch and chicken tail feather like a toucan.
Y'all already know what it is. 2 to 3 p.m. live on YouTube. Rockaway Radio. Acting Up with DJ ActinUp, the podcast. Tap in. Mental health awareness, mental illness, physical fitness, yoga. We here. We Acting Up got all the plugs for you. We got a vegan chef episode. We got Enos episode. Bruno Brown, DJ Alamo.
Up north, we do the Lou dance.
Little
Down south, we do the Lou dance.
Young Stars from Atlantic City, and more. Cannon Crew, we got tons and tons of episodes on YouTube. Check us out.
Trying to make your baby do the Lou dance. Go crazy, do the Lou dance. Don't ask me how to do the Lou dance. You fuck up first, you get 2 chits. Like a hot duke at all you can. Too loud crew, Uncle Lou dance. You just mad because you can. Hey, OJ the juice man. Every mobbing and took the nigga off child support. I do the Lou dance. Hit a lick, I do the Lou dance. Crack a brick, I do the Lou dance. The politics I can't do for him.
Real quick.
Activist, I do the Lou dance. If you a
So,
man,
let the people know where you do your yoga. That it is eating. There's no problem. But yes, get your business out there. Let the people know if you need to, because this does work for your mental health as well. You can hear. We got you. 2K about to.
Hey, well, I'm back in there. I'm back in there. So listen, you can find me on my website, nellyyogafitness.com. I also teach at one of the Ys in Philly. You can hit me up and find out which location and check me at. I also am a certified personal fitness trainer. I can come straight to you. You can book your own group session. You can book your private session. I specialize in mindfulness practices. All that good stuff. I teach line dance. I'm all over the place. I paint denim jackets. So I'm like a jack of all trades. I was just on Fox 29 not too long ago. Shout out to me for finding this talent during COVID, being stuck in the house. And that came out of like a lack of being creative and a lack of money. Like I got tired of wearing the same clothes. So I'm like, listen, let me just repurpose this. And I painted a denim jacket. The jacket that you posted on the flyer, I painted that.
Oh, okay.
That's my work.
All right. Let's go.
You know, I just want to put it out there to all my people. I appreciate everybody that has supported me. My goal is to bring these practices into our schools, people. I have been blessed to teach at Hardy Williams Charter School. Shout out to my Hardy kids if you're watching. And it was an awesome experience. I had to teach the 9th through 12th grade students there in Southwest, and they had to take my class for an elective. And at first, it was like they just weren't feeling it. They were like, why are you here? Like, we over this. We really don't care about the history of yoga. And it came back to being transparent. Once I told them my story, where I came from, what I went through, and what I'm still going through as an adult. I'm not perfect. They were like, yo, Miss Nelly, like, we love you. And just to put it a little bit out there on blast, Hardy, you need to bring me back. Hardy. I don't want to care. I don't want to hear nothing about this budget. Hardy Williams Charter School, Mastery Charter. Bring me back. The kids need me. They want me. I love them. They deserve to have mindfulness practices in their school. And they also deserve to bring trades back. Bring trades back to our school.
Yeah, they do need to bring trade back to school.
And I'm a licensed contractor. I'm going to teach these girls how to use a drill, how to use power tools. It's not just for boys.
Home economics too. They need home economics.
And boys can learn how to cook.
Home economics.
Home ec. You can learn how to sew. You could be your own clothing designer. All of that.
I used to. I'm artsy, so when I used to make pillows and all
them pillows was the truth.
The radio pillows.
Don't forget about woodshop. You made that bread box and then butter cookies and home ec.
Okay, pizza.
They didn't have that.
Remember?
These kids, I want y'all. So,
and
I tell my kids,
he might have got kicked out by them. But
I tell my kids all the time, you children out there, you have a voice. Use it. There's power in numbers. If you feel like your school is lacking in something, don't sit there and take it on the chin. You don't have to wait for your parents to do something either. Set the tone for what your education should be. Do not allow the schools to just put you through. If you feel like you can't read, tell somebody you can't read. Don't let people just push you through, because I'm watching and I see what's happening in our schools, and it's bullshit. Don't let them do this to our kids, y'all. They're not educating our kids, and it's not totally the teacher's fault. No, it's really not. But we're talking about a lot of people that are suffering. Teachers are human beings too, and they're going through stuff, and they're not supported through the school district. A lot of people let TV raise their children in this era, and that's what's wrong with this era. I mean, they're not teaching their kids.
We used to play on playgrounds.
They be just letting TV raise and whatever they see on TV.
Now people are on their tablets, phones.
Yeah, my students are on here, y'all. Shout out to Hardy Williams. Hey, Mike. Oh, man. See, that's what I'm talking about. The love is real from these kids. I love y'all. I miss y'all. Don't let them not bring me back, y'all.
So, Rosie, anything you want to let the people know real quick?
No, man. Just make sure you tune into the X Radio Thursdays, 6 p.m. here on Glockaware, and make sure you check out, all things the RPX. We have some new things coming up. I'm looking forward to working with some new people, new programs. And of course, we have this is our 6th season here at Glockaware.
Okay.
Yeah, so
awesome.
there's plenty of episodes for you to go back and watch.
There's
something for everybody.
You heard? Yo, so my man Manny, anything you want to tell the people out there real quick?
I mean, I think I pretty much said it all. Just be mindful.
Yeah.
Don't engage in negativity, man.
Yeah.
So let me
When
tell
you
you.
start feeling that negativity, man, just
That's
shift
right.
your awareness to something that brings you joy, positive, and man, change that chemistry, man.
So let's
That
talk
trauma,
about
save that shit for your mama. No, I'm just kidding.
how much is
Nobody. I don't want nobody with trauma.
how much is physical
Nobody in
fitness a
trouble.
part of this mind changing, and how much you think physical fitness should be a part
It's
of
like
it?
the yin and the yang in all actuality. Because if you don't move it, you lose it, right?
Right.
So just because you have to have that balance on both sides. You can do all the brain work you want, all the crossword puzzles, feed your brain all the food and whatever. But if you're just sitting on the couch all day, and eventually
You
you're
have to
going to
move
lose
that
that
energy
muscle
around.
tone, you're going to not be able to walk. If you
Okay.
don't get up and do something every day, and then that can make you physically sick,
Yeah.
even in your mind, because now, to me, that's a sign of something's not right. If you don't want to get up and get fresh air, get out the house
Yeah,
every day,
right.
that physical activity is imperative. Most of us are reactive with our bodies instead of proactive. We have to be proactive now. I teach at the Y. Most of the people that are there at 5 o'clock in the morning are 80 and up.
Okay.
And that's why.
I
We
know,
should be
'cause
as proactive as they are, but they're more reactive because some of them
I'm in
have
the
hip
gym at that time,
replacements.
so
You know what I mean?
I'm there
They're
at
forced.
that time. Like I'm usually in there.
Yeah, it's like they're kind of forced. But if we've
we
had that same mentality in
But
our
you want to
20s,
hear some really cool, interesting stuff about it?
Talk to me.
So check this out, because you're saying, just sitting around, you lose it, you don't move it, you lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's this study, because remember I was telling you how the body doesn't know the difference between a mental or actual event?
Mm-hmm.
So we can actually, in our mind, rehearse doing some type of exercise, and your body will start to develop muscle.
I'm gonna have abs next year.
No,
Watch.
listen.
right? You know how long I've been thinking about having a flat stomach
No, this is true.
and a bigger butt and
the
bigger
study.
boobs?
We're gonna have
you know
big
why
butts
you're
and
right.
boobs next
Because
year.
some women, I've been
gonna
around
meditate.
multiple times where women actually tricked themselves into their body thinking they're pregnant, and they was
Now
Yeah,
that
that's
is a real. Yeah,
So-
I've heard of that.
That I
that's a
definitely
fact.
heard
Your
of. Not
body
that I'm
could
saying
do that.
anything,
Yeah,
but
no,
then
but
that,
your body
yeah.
could do
Psychosomatic,
It's
yeah.
the same
That's
thing.
just to go back
You
to
gotta
how
believe.
powerful our
much you
minds
believe.
really are.
Yeah, how
That
much
you
believe.
can change the psychological
And
structure.
her body really formed a belly like it was pregnant and everything.
Yeah.
Do you
couple
guys see
times.
what Rusty's giving us some?
Yeah,
he
we
did.
can't even
He
see
did.
all of
Nah, he
those.
did.
I
We read it,
know.
but we was in the talk.
Yeah.
I gave him a little
He
shout
had a
out.
little
in the
Rick and
comments,
Morty
though.
comment.
But he
Dropping
did.
knowledge on us with the quote. We mad we can't see it, Rusty, but that's what's
Yeah,
up.
it's going in.
But-
It'll be there after
Yeah,
the show.
check it out.
It'll be live right on YouTube forever. They can check out the episodes.
Hey,
Press like,
Sabrina.
comment. We can still comment back to them. Whoever talks and once the episode is posted, as soon as we get done here, and Toucan presses that button. We got a couple minutes left. I'm gonna play a track by my man Velcro. He might be on the show on here next Wednesday. He's going through a lot of hardship, you know what I'm saying, with his daughter, a situation. So right now it's a little bit of feel good music from Velcro. You heard? We here live on Glockaware YouTube. What's going on out there? Share that link for me. We got a couple minutes left. We got the RPX, Nelly with the fitness and the yoga. We got Manny with the knowledge over here, man. Let's roll.
With you, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't stop loving you.
Talk to me one more time. Let's roll.
No matter what you
You already know what it is. We acting all the way up. We outside. Wednesdays 2 to 3 p.m. Acting up with DJ ActinUp, the podcast, baby.
I fell in love with you, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I can't stop loving you, yeah.
Talk to me.
No matter what you do, yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah,
Wednesdays 2 to 3.
oh yeah.
Acting up the podcast.
I fell in
1 to 2 p.m. International music mix right here on the Glockaware mobile app. Download it right now.
oh yeah.
Let's roll, let's roll.
matter what you do, oh yeah.
Holla at your boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just something about this song, man.
With you, you've been there.
You've been there.
Dudes say they used to mess
Always push me in that vibe, like, hey.
Cause losing you the only thing I stress and I fail. But I ain't never going nowhere.
I ain't going nowhere.
Going nowhere.
Talk to one time, Velcro.
I make them other lanes
You two, what up?
make them disappear. You could call this love a slip and fall. Cause I'm slipping and falling for you, yeah. I'm falling over.
No way.
See this going far. I ain't talking no months, I'm talking years. Baby, we could paint the perfect picture. I'm just hoping one day you can see it clear.
Talk to me outside with it. We had
I'm so in love with you. I'm scared.
one dope ass show today. A bunch of knowledge came out of here, man. But it all comes down to self-awareness, man. Self-accountability. It's all about you. You can only change you. It starts with you inside your head. Being honest. You gotta change your life in order to change your life. That's the only way to do it, baby. Let's make change, baby. Let's come together, spread that love. I always choose the harder route, baby. You know why so many people choose hate? Because it's so easy. Love is hard. Love is work. People are lazy. They don't want to work. I choose the harder route. I choose to love you even if you don't like me, baby. Let's roll. Oh yeah.
I can't stop loving you.
RPX, Nelly, Manny, Acting Up, Lockaway, we here.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. How y'all feel about that track right there? How y'all feel about that
I always
track?
like that, George.
That's hot. That's
Yeah,
hot.
it's catchy.
Now, who is that?
Velcro.
Right?
They have a whole vibe.
different.
He's a vibe.
He's different.
Like he
My
is
man.
different.
You can look him up on YouTube as well.
I'll
He'll
have to
be
check
here
him out.
next week.
Yeah, he's done stuff
He
with
should
French
be here
Montana
next week.
now.
He paints
Nice.
his face up. A lot of people in the industry now are actually biting his style right now on how he paints his face and his shows right now, even in songs, titles, and tracks. Because he is in the mix with French Montana and the label. So, I mean,
He's got
people didn't
some good
start, and
music.
it's big people that you wouldn't even think about. When you're watching them videos, the next time you see the people painted like the Crow, their face painted, that came from Velcro, Philadelphia, right here.
Philly's own.
So, okay, yeah. Right
Philly's
now, I
own
want to bring
Velcro.
you a track all the way from Detroit. We hear another feel-good track, man. This guy's name is Guapo from Detroit. The song is called Paradise. We here with it, man. Glockaway Radio, where we break independent artist music. 24-hour authentic hip-hop. Right here in your mobile app store.
Move your body real fast, so you done slow.
Talk to me.
Shake your body
Huh?
like you're in the mirror. And
It's all about the vibes for me, man.
But me,
Music will take that vibration and energy, man, and change your life
I
too.
can tell
Man.
what you do is confusing.
Music saved my life. We here with it.
The way you be moving,
Guapo.
so carefree, no worries, just grooving.
Huh?
I can tell and I'm watching you do it. And I didn't wanna make you mine, and I don't wanna waste your time. I didn't need you by my side. You and me like Bonnie and Clyde.
Yes,
I didn't
sir.
wanna make you mine.
I just wanna make you mine.
Tell me what's a dime and compare it to a dime. Had a couple shots trying to have a cool vibe.
Huh?
You're amazing.
You're amazing.
Got some spicy swag like Cajun.
That's right.
My attention. I give you all my time, my love and affection.
That's right.
I will. You're curvy. Like a stallion Kentucky Derby.
Okay, okay.
Let's do it.
I like this sound coming from Detroit right here. It's called Paradise.
Time to prove it. Move your body one time for the music. And I just wanna make you
Talk to me real quick.
I don't wanna waste your time. I just need you by my side. You and me like Bonnie and Clyde. And I just might be compared to a dime. Had a couple shots trying to catch a cool vibe.
That's right, we're here with it. Acting Up with DJ ActinUp, the podcast. We had the one of the most informational shows that we could have today for you. Mental health and fitness and mental illness and trauma. Figure out what your trauma is, you can figure out your life. This man broke it down today and showed you at this age, at any time, we all starting over. Hey, I changed my life at 36 years old. I went back to barber school. I got a barber license. He's sitting here right in front of you at 36 years old. And it came to me in my dream. I was sleeping one day and I just woke up and said, I think I want to be a barber, and signed up for school the next day, not knowing how to cut hair, not knowing nothing about cutting hair. And graduated at the top of the class, right? And I'm sitting here, professional license holder. So if I could change my life, you could change your life. If they could change your life, you could change your life, man. It starts with you. Mental health and accountability. We out. The RPX. Nelly, look her up. Nelly Fitness. Hey, and Manny works on classic cars. You need restorations, whatever you need done. He's a very talented man. He's an artist when it comes to these cars, man. I mean, he works on any type of thing, but his main thing is classic cars and restorations. Look him up. We here with it, man. You too. Thank you. Glockaware. Peace out, man.